So far on this channel, I've just kind of shown some of my vintage stuff, but it's not really what I do. That's not what pays the bills around here. What I actually do is I buy and sell used ATVs and side-by-sides. So I really kind of specialize in all of the four-wheel drive stuff, mainly the utility machines, really because they sell all year round, especially where I'm at. Around here in Nebraska, the main use is more agricultural and more utility purpose instead of actual fun and recreation. So on this side of my shop, this is kind of my showroom side where I've got things that are for sale. Once things are done, I bring more on this side. So pretty full at the moment. It's a little unorganized because I've been pulling a bunch of vintage stuff down off the shelf to kind of film some different content with it. But I usually have a nice selection of ATVs and side-by-sides. So over on this side, this would be kind of my work side where really just kind of focus on getting things ready to sell. I do some customer work. I usually try to limit that to ones that I've sold to people, so I don't do a ton of outside service work. The ones that I do, I'm usually pretty selective on. Well, this is definitely the dirty work side. I've got a couple lifts, kind of the standard tools and stuff. Good old forklift over there. In today's video, I thought I'd show you what it's like when I go out and buy some new inventory. So I'm gonna go visit one of the dealers that I work with and try to fill up the trailer and bring some stuff back and sell it so I can buy more vintage stuff. So my goal today is to fill up this trailer. So I'm out at one of the dealers I work with. We're gonna pick through some of his used inventory and see if I can find a couple deals. We'll walk around and kind of show you what's all out here. This is one of the bigger dealers I work with. These are all used machines up front here. Over here we got a whole line of used side-by-sides. I'm mainly looking for four-wheelers today. I've got a handful of side-by-sides on hand, but I'm about out of the ATVs. They've seem to be selling pretty quick lately. So these are all used side-by-sides over here. And we got even some more over here too. A couple new ones sitting there. So this is a Polaris, Kawasaki, and Suzuki dealer, which they mainly do Polaris stuff. A lot of used stuff. Might look at a couple of these over here. Oh, a few of these are pretty rough. These have been sitting here for a long time. Every time I come out here, they're still here. Maybe someday I'll make an offer on some of them. So these are all used side-by-sides. My goal is probably to get 4 or 5 ATVs, maybe 6 ATVs, and maybe one side-by-side. Do a little walk in this kind of an interesting area back over here, kind of the boneyard of stuff. It always kind of blows my mind how many machines are always sitting back here. So the majority of these are customer ones that are going to be worked on, especially all of these side-by-sides. Some of these are traded ones that he gets in, but yeah, most of these are customer ones. And then even farther back here, just got kind of a boneyard of all sorts of stuff. It's always a little overwhelming when I'm trying to pick out what I want to buy because there's always so many options, and I always kind of battle with, do I buy something that just needs kind of cleaned up, or do I buy something that's a little cheaper, that's more of a project, which in the long run can make a little higher percentage on, but you're gonna put more time into it compared to something where I might only spend an hour or two kind of detailing it and kind of going through it and everything. Yep. Oh, there's an old Polaris. Interesting. That's a Cyclone. I'm gonna have to ask on this and see what the story is there. I've had one of these before, so this is really similar to my Polaris Scrambler that I have right now, the 3-wheeler. Same motor, higher output, higher horsepower one. Interesting thing is it's got the rack on the back here, which those always are gone. Interesting. Still has the Cyclone emblems on the wheel, front, and the rear. That's pretty cool. I wonder if it pulls over. Set some stuff down. Oh, it's got good compression. Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask about this one. Not really looking for any more vintage stuff today, but you never know. Might be something kind of cool. Well, so I've kind of made a list of a handful of ATVs. What I like to do is kind of get just a quick walkthrough of what's sitting here and kind of make a list of things I'm kind of interested in. And I give that list to him and kind of shoots me back some wholesale prices on some stuff, and And then I go back out and decide if I want them or not. And so yeah, this is just my list of ATVs. I'm gonna make a little list of some side-by-sides here quick too and see what I can come up with today. So some of these Rangers here, downside to kind of the part of the state where I'm at is a lot of these Rangers are pretty high mileage overall. It's like this one here, this is a 1000 Ranger. It's 2019, but yeah, this one's got, let's see what it was, 15,000 miles on it, which is not uncommon out here. I mean, I've seen things with closer to 20 and 30,000 miles on it before. Ideally though, for me to buy and sell them, I like to be under that 10,000 mile mark for sure. You know, ideally I like to be in that kind of 5,000 to 8,000 mile range on the side-by-sides for sure. I'm just kind of going through here and picking out some of the lower mileage ones and seeing if I can get a price break on any of them. This is the row of ATVs that I'm looking at, so hopefully I'll find a deal on a handful of these. Most of these are kind of in that 5,000 to 6,000 mile range. There's a couple pretty high mileage ones over 10,000. This is a low mileage one. This one's only got like 700 miles on it, which is kind of nice. So maybe I'll get a deal on that. I'm definitely a Polaris fan, so probably end up with a lot of Polarises here. But I do like variety too, though. That's always a good thing. So I like to get some different years and makes and models, and don't like to get a bunch of the same model. Like I said, it's always nice having a little variety. While I'm waiting to get a couple numbers back on my list of things, so I'm going to steal this thing and take it for a spin. This is one of the brand new 1500 Rangers. I have not driven one of these or anything yet. I've seen them a couple times. Just want to see what they're like. Said this one's brand new. These are the 1500cc steel belt transmission. Let's see here. Oh, we gotta go up. Okay, reverse. Oh yeah. It's definitely a lot smoother than your normal CVT. So just forward and reverse on these things. This one looks like it's a North Star, so it's got whole heat and AC and everything else. Overall, very smooth, very quiet. But I guess you'd kind of expect that with a price tag of like 40 grand or whatever they are right now. I'm curious how long these will last and everything over time. I mean, the idea is they're supposed to be like a, 40,000 mile machine. Oh, I don't have my seatbelt on. It won't let me go any faster. That makes sense. Alrighty, cool. Really neat displays on these. North Star. Maybe someday, when they start getting used, I'll buy one. Probably in like 10 years or something. Well, this is what I ended up with. Ended up getting 8 ATVs. Oh, let's see here. So we got 3 570 Sportsmans, 1 700 Grizzly, a 500 Sportsman, that low mile 850, and then 2 550s. So now it's time to go through these, get these things all cleaned up and detailed, and hopefully make some money.